Hi everyone, I'm Preston Silverman, CEO and co-founder of Raise.me. We're focused on what we think is one of the biggest challenges facing the country today, and that's expanding access to higher education. Over the last decade, a college degree has become almost a prerequisite for accessing career opportunities and income mobility in the US. Since the recession, over 75% of jobs that have been created require a college degree, and now college-educated students earn nearly 100% more than their peers without one. But at the same time, as all of you have probably seen, the cost of college has been rising dramatically, leading millions of students and families to question whether college is within their reach. And we believe that's deeply troubling for students, our communities, and even the country as a whole as we think about our global competitiveness. But it's also a major challenge for our colleges and universities as they think about serving the next generation of students. What a lot of people don't realize is every year in the US, colleges and universities award over $50 billion in scholarships and grants to help students pay for college. And on top of that, they're spending nearly $9 billion every year on recruitment and enrollment marketing to reach the students that they want to serve. The challenge that we've seen is today, all of this aid isn't awarded until after students are supposed to have already decided whether and where to apply to college. And for many students, that's far too late to impact their college ambitions or application decisions, let alone how they think about preparing for college in the first place. So we started Raise.me with a really simple question, and that was, what if instead of waiting until the end of high school to award this aid, what if we enabled students to accrue it as they go throughout high school based on their individual progress and development? And that way, we could create a much more empowering and motivational system for students, give them more confidence to pursue their college and career ambitions. So that's what we've done. We call this system micro scholarships because of its incremental nature. Students can start to build aid for all the things that are ultimately going to set them up for college and career success, doing well in their core courses, taking more advanced courses, leading community service projects, and so forth. But don't let micro fool you, because today many students are earning as much as $100,000 in aid through the platform. We've seen other benefits for students as well. One, it helps them to better plan financially, begin this conversation about college affordability much earlier in high school, helps them to discover new colleges and universities that might be willing to extend them significant aid, schools that they might not have known about otherwise, and it helps them to become better prepared for college as well, because they can see starting as early as 9th grade the types of things that are going to help set them up for success. For our college and university partners, it enables them to engage students earlier in high school before they've already decided whether or not they're going to attend college, where they're going to apply, if so. It enables them to encourage the types of behaviors that are ultimately going to set students up for success, so they'll be more admissible, more likely to be successful once they show up their freshman year. And they can shape their program depending on how they're trying to diversify their incoming class as well, so they can find the students that are the best fit for them. We're in our third year right now. We've launched programs for nearly 250 colleges and universities across the country, including some of the largest schools in the country like ASU, Penn State, and FIU, as well as private colleges and universities like Penn and Chicago, Carnegie Mellon, and WashU. We recently crossed an important milestone for us. We've now helped distribute over $1 billion in scholarships and grants, and we're serving students in 1 out of every 2 high schools across the country. And this has all been driven almost entirely by word of mouth. We haven't spent any money on paid marketing or advertising. And we're hearing tremendous impact from our college and university partners. When we first launched a program for Penn State, they were wondering how can they work with us to increase the socioeconomic diversity on campus and serve more first-gen students in Pennsylvania. We launched a small pilot program with a few high schools across the state that were all in low-income communities where historically students hadn't applied at the same rates as their peers in wealthier communities. We saw a 2x increase in applications that first year and a 20% bump in the matriculation rate. And one of the things that we found most exciting is over 75% of those students were underrepresented minorities. And it hasn't stopped there. As Penn State has tracked these students, as they've entered college, they're seeing them have a higher first-year GPA and retain at higher numbers as well. For our students, We're seeing the amount of aid they're accessing each year increase. Our first year, students accessed over $15,000 on average. We had 1,500 students that first cycle. Our second cycle, we had nearly 15,000 students who on average got nearly $20,000 in scholarships and grants. And we'll find out in the coming weeks what this year total will be. But what's most exciting for me and our team is hearing direct stories from the students themselves. Deolanda is a great example. She's a first-generation college student in Nevada. When she entered high school, she really didn't think that college was a feasible path for her, and her parents didn't think so either. She heard about us her sophomore year, and as she started earning scholarships to college, it really changed her perception about what was possible and feasible, and she had much more confidence to pursue her goals. And this year, she'll be going to her dream college in Massachusetts with over $40,000 in aid every year. So we're hoping to reach many more students like Deolanda all across the country. And if you're passionate about this problem or space, I'd love to connect with you. Thank you very much.